Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? Hey, this is kind of the one and only video that I have of doing the pantry. And while there are other videos in this playlist, and so if you want the playlist for kind of everything going on, it's kind of like bathroom and pantry for this whole remodel thing. The playlist is probably linked down there. Now, with this one video, it's just quickly a compilation video of the last couple of things I shot. I did not shoot the cabinet install, just didn't have time to do it. It was kind of, we just had to get it done. I had a template date that I had to make. So what I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to start out this video with a little bit of show and tell. Now, if you don't want to see the show and tell about what it looked like 20 years ago and some things along the way, go ahead and forward to installing the tin ceiling or installing like that, whatever comes up next on the video, and then the final walkthrough. You know, just forward through that. Otherwise, so I'm going to do a voiceover with a series of photos that kind of documents when we bought the house in 2005, what it looked like, and then what we immediately did to the kitchen in order to kind of get it move-in ready for us. And then at the end of that little series of photos, then it shows the gutting of that particular room. It's kind of sad to see, really. But then this video will end all the way back, you know, all the way to the end of the video. It'll end with a walk around of the finished space, which the kitchen becomes the pantry. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to do a voiceover with these photos. Again, forward through this if you don't want to listen. Okay, it starts out in the kitchen as it looked in 2005 when we bought it. That's the back door that goes out onto this old porch, which went away when we put the addition on. This is that back wall that has the back door and the back window that looked out onto that porch. Then this is the area again, and you see that we're starting to do things like paint. That's the finished space as it was in 2005 prior to us moving in. Then this is what it looks like when we gutted it in 2023. And there's that corner where that door was. And it feels sad. Okay, you turn around and then you're looking at the wall with the stove. Behind it would have been the bathroom. Here's my lovely wife actually assembling cabinets. Bottom bare bones cabinets from Home Depot, whatever they had on the shelf. We thought it was going to be for 5 years. It turned out they stayed up for 20. That's that space when it's finally done. Looks great. That's 2005. Then just kind of a different angle, 2005. Looks pretty good. And then gutted in 2023. Wow, sad. And then here again is that, we kind of looking at that corner, and there it's the gut. And you can see, of course, the bathroom behind it now, which is fully renovated. Then this is the actual, that's what we moved into. Well, we didn't move into that, but that's what we bought. And then we immediately renovated it to this. We got it fully functional with the dishwasher and a sink and all of that. This is that area looking out onto the new addition once the final, you know, the addition was actually up. And then here you can see on the left and right, pretty much everything's gutted. To me, that looks like a Hollywood movie set. Then I took out the sink base, and I moved it into our new kitchen area just to set up a temporary kitchen. So that's what these photos are. I used everything that I could out of our old kitchen in order to get a fully functional kitchen while we were doing other renovations. And I did a pretty dang good job of it. I will say so myself. Okay, well, there you go. Now on to the show. Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? I'm in our, what eventually will be the pantry, and plywood on the walls, as maybe in other videos I've explained, because we have a lot of cabinets going in here. Also, plywood on the ceiling, because I want a tin ceiling, and I want to be able to nail it up as opposed to adhesive. That is what I'm doing today. I'm putting a majority, if not all, of the tin ceiling up today. Okay, with that, you can see that I have lines on the ceiling. Now, the only line that matters at the moment is this line here. That line gave me 68 inches from that wall over to the center of our overhead light. All over, finding the center point, getting everything lined up. This room is actually fairly square from that point of view. It's like 101 down there, it's 107/8 up this way, and so, wow, you know, the light is right literally in the middle of the room. So apparently I was doing my math when I laid it out a while ago. So this is the tin ceiling. They are 2x2 sheets. And so that right there is a sheet, and I have 4 of them meeting literally right in the center. I want my overhead light, which is in the center of the room, at the center of these 4 tiles, the juncture. So I'm going to grab just a box. I have a circular box over here. I'll lay it down, trace the line out, separate them, and then I'll go ahead and hand cut this with a pair of tin snips. It's not really very, very thick, but it's nice and rigid. So this is actually a fairly good ceiling tile. Okay, my setup is such that I have just a small pancake compressor outside. I've had one for years. I don't really use it, but it was right here at the house in the basement, so it was easy to pull it around, plug it in here, right out the window, cord in the window. As much as I would love a cordless crown stapler, couldn't really afford to justify it. So, with that being said, my trailer being way down there, I could have pulled my air hose all the way up and just did that. But here again, it was just as easy at this point to put the compressor outside, right outside the window. Weather's good, so I think we're set. Wait for that to cycle, and then see about installing some of the stuff. Hey folks, sorry that I didn't film the whole thing, but really it was just installation at that point once I got going. There's actually, even though this is very narrow, we have a cabinet here, we have a bridge, kind of part of that, over here, and we have a narrow cabinet. And then after that, the cabinets bump out, and we end up with like 25-inch out cabinets all the way down with a freezer in the middle. So, big cabinet, freezer, big cabinet, all the way up. Crown molding all the way over, so you'll never see any of this, that gap right there. And minimal cutting, because that gap will be covered by the crown. So, it would go there, little gap there, but again, covered by the crown. And that's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that light, there's a lot of light here, but see it? Yeah, I'm going to pull a whole bunch of balls. So I was able this morning to go ahead and drill holes for recessed lights up in here. This is our tin ceiling. So I was able to go ahead and drill the holes and wire our last light switch. So I had 3 in here and the one was basically just empty. We're using these old push buttons. We are using new retro push buttons. I was able to, you can see it way back in there and immediately above me. Kind of blends in, it doesn't look like a big deal there, but I was able to drill. I had it wired for 4, but we elected to put only 2 recessed lights in. So if I hit this light switch, then we have that. And it's basically just lined up, which is nice. And I had planned for kind of symmetrically on either side, basically 2 and 2. But wife chimed in and she said, no, it's too much. And so we elected there, and I think it was a good call on her part. Now, the really cool thing about this is, check this out. If I turn it off, and then I turn it on, you get night light. So on and off in 3 seconds, and you get this night light, and then I can turn the other one off just to kind of highlight that. So check that out. That night light, basically, it's an LED rim up inside the trim kit itself, so it just broadcasts that little bit of light. And in this case, with the ceiling, it actually kind of highlights the fact that we centered it on one of those little medallion things, and so it highlights the fleur-de-lis, the little design there, so it's accidentally really cool. I didn't know I got these that had the nightlight in them. It was just, I needed 4, I grabbed 4. So anyway, very cool, and it's just on-off really quick. Otherwise, you turn it off, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn it on, you get the regular lights again.
Oh, ink, sweet, and salt. Yeah, excellent. There we go. Oh.
Flash down through here. Looks good.
Good.
Nice spacing. Maintain grout line all the way, or the reference line, all the way through. Let's go all the way up. Cool. So we do this. All right. Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? Wanted to wrap this video up about the pantry. Footage does not exist about installing the cabinets. Just never set the camera up that day. We were going lickety-split, me and a guy that was helping me. We were just trying to get it in because I had template deadlines and just didn't have time. We're like 98% done. I simply have some rollouts. I have 4 rollouts behind me, 2 on top, 2 on bottom. They're going to be about 12 inches deep, about 4 inches wide, they roll out and it's for cans. I have the faces that match all the rest of the cabinetry here, but the units themselves are being made down in Tennessee for me at a cabinet shop that I know the guy. So anyway, he's making those, and I have no idea when they are going to be ready. But everything else, 100% done. Yeah, I have some hardware to put on. One cabinet. We haven't figured out what hardware we want yet. So that's it. That's it. So let me show you what the darn thing looks like. So we'll start here. So I am in the kitchen, about ready to walk into the pantry. We have this wonderful custom-made door with the rain glass, I guess they call that. And let me open that door. And it has soft close. Awesome. New hardwood floors all the way throughout. And then you walk in to this other arched cabinet. As we walk in, you can see the tin ceiling, all the trim, and then our upper cabinets. Jen really likes walnut, so we have a walnut arched cabinet there. I call it the cathedral cabinet. It goes all the way down to the countertop. There's that archway I just walked through, which looks back into the kitchen. And of course, that's what's not finished. All right, so on this side, going back around, we have drawers on the bottom that have metal grates, and that opens up for potatoes, onions, and vegetables, things like that, that you'd want to have a little bit of airflow. Let me show you what this cabinet does when I open it up. We have 5 of these pull-out trays. And they are fully adjustable. If you look in here, they are fully adjustable no matter what we want to do. If we wanted to even have another tray built in. Now this is the same over here, except it's shallower depth. Here again, roll out trays. We have the bank of uppers all the way around. You gotta have a ladder to get there. I wish I would have installed one of those library ladders, but I didn't. And that's just deep storage. In the middle, we have a freezer. It's called a freezer column. Let me show you that. Opens right up, ready to go. Nothing like having Wi-Fi for your freezer. That right there is an ice maker unit, which dumps ice into a tray down in there. And then we have some storage on the door. I believe this is a Thermador unit. You can see where we have used that chair rail chase. Original to the house, we have it replicated, and we've used it as they have around windows and to chase door casings and baseboard. So moving around here, we have what I call the cathedral cabinet. I have a cord up there to replace. That's why you see the blue tape. That's just reminding me that I have some things yet to do. And we have some hardware that we need to install on that. Just past the cathedral cabinet, we have our 2 uppers. This is where we keep most of our holiday stuff, holiday dishes and large gatherings. Down here we have under cabinet lighting on our countertop. That countertop is the same countertop that we also have on our kitchen island for continuity. If I use this switch right here, it will operate toe click lighting. And then we have the lowers as well, and a shallow lower right there for shelves. One of these uppers, I can just simply open it up, standard cabinet fare. But plenty of storage. It's just amazing how much storage we have. And we had this pocket door fabricated for us for the slab by an Amish door builder. And it is a nice, solid, heavy door. We really appreciate having this as the pocket door. Lastly, you can see the tin ceiling, and you can see that we have a shadow line with our crown. That's intentional. We did not take the crown all the way up to the ceiling. Nice little three-dimensionality there, a little bit of a jog out. Jogs back in. And then to marry everything together, we actually had one filler strip that we decided to make a little bit more three-dimensional, so I kicked it out a little. And then it translated into the crown. And it translated into the shoe as well. So interesting little detail that most people wouldn't pick up. And then it takes off right back through. just the trim detail here. You can see that's cut out to allow for what I believe will be the operation of that door as it pulls out. And then all the way over, and of course you can see the chase of the trim all the way over. All right, folks, so there's the tour of the finished space. Hope you enjoyed it. And it's really amazing in the fact that this over here used to be the door that went out to an old screen porch, long since gone, since 2013 actually. And this used to be bank of cabinets. Where you would be is where our old stove was, and right beside where that arch cabinet is where our old fridge was. And the fridge was so large that it extended past the window. So when you opened it up, you could never open the door fully, and it always blocked the window. So it was just, yeah, amazing stuff here. And then over here, where the doorway is, used to be the window that just looked out onto the back porch and then eventually out onto the back lawn, really. But yeah, so just amazing stuff. Against that wall right there would have been our sink, and that sink actually jutted into the window quite a bit, so half the window on the bottom was covered by the sink cabinet area. So yeah, this space is really, really, it just impressively come around, not even remotely feeling like our old kitchen. It just feels like a new space, even though it really is the old space. So really cool stuff there. Nice arch detail that they brought in a few places. And that arch detail came from an old door that we had that had an arch detail built into it. Unfortunately, we could not reuse the door anywhere because of the way the door actually was physically built and how they created the arch. It just was not functional anywhere we could incorporate it like a panel, you know, just be a slab for the pocket doors. We just couldn't do that, so we brought the archway. Now, no one will know but us. Otherwise, you just walk through, oh, cool, they have arches. But that's really where it comes from. When these things come in and I get them in and they get them fully functional, I'll just shoot a quick video on that because I think it's a cool idea, just to take full advantage of as much space as we possibly could in order to get storage out of this unit, out of this space in here. And we've done a really good job with all of those rollouts, with all of this space up here. Harder to get to, yeah, but it's space. And all of this storage up here, and then the storage down in here. It's just fantastic. We could not be happier with this space, and it's really just come through for us. Well, hey, thank you very much for sticking with me, folks. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. This is the last video in this particular series for the pantry and the bathroom, which is right through that wall there. That we just, remodeled the whole thing, and it's just fantastic. It's so functional, so usable, and it complements the new addition right through there. Okay, well, I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Enjoy everything that you've got going on. You deserve it. Bye.